In honor of King Charles and his coronation, we're making, of course, a coronation cocktail, so stick around.
If you're a theater fan who loves a great cocktail, click that subscribe button because Broadway Barfly is the channel for you.
Hello folks, Rob Dreemeyer here. Welcome to Broadway Barfly. Prince Charles became King Charles in September 2022 when his mother Queen Elizabeth passed away, and his official coronation ceremony was held on May 6, 2023. Queen Elizabeth took the throne in 1952, so by the time she died in 2022, she had reigned for 70 years, which made her Britain's longest reigning monarch, surpassing Queen Victoria, who had been on the throne for 63 years. When Queen Victoria died in 1901, she was succeeded by her son, Edward VII, whose coronation ceremony was held in 1902. Edward VII is Charles III's great-great-grandfather, and the reason we're bringing him up at all today is because the coronation cocktail we're making was actually created in honor of Edward VII's coronation. Got it? Good. So this coronation cocktail was first published in a book in 1905 titled The Hoffman House Bartender's Guide, How to Open a Saloon and Make It Pay, and yes, it's a pretty fascinating book. The book credits the cocktail to a man named James Rose of Murray Brothers Cafe in Newark, New Jersey. So believe it or not, the coronation cocktail actually comes from New Jersey. Who knew? The book also tells us that the cocktail took second place in the Police Gazette Bartenders Contest in 1903. Now, you know, when I discover a little tidbit like that, I immediately fall down a rabbit hole. The Police Gazette was a very popular men's magazine that was first published back in 1845, and it was a real trailblazing publication. It was part Sports Illustrated, part Playboy, part Variety, part National Enquirer, and best I can tell, it was still being published up through the mid-1940s. The publisher of the magazine at the time of the turn of the 20th century was a man named Richard Fox, who was also the publisher of this Hoffman House Bartender's Guide. And in the front of that book, he put a special note describing the Police Gazette Bartenders Contest and also offered readers a special subscription to the magazine. And in that special note, he tells us the contest is held annually and that the man, and he does specify man, the man who sends in the best recipe for an original cocktail wins a handsome and costly gold medal. I mean, who doesn't want one of those? And he also says there are second and third place prizes. So I think we can assume that our man James Rose from Newark, New Jersey did not win that handsome and costly gold medal since his cocktail came in second, but I'm inclined to say that he's the real winner because here we are 120 years later making his cocktail. The coronation cocktail got a bump in popularity when it was published in Harry Craddock's 1930 Savoy cocktail book. In that book, it's called the Coronation Cocktail No. 1 to differentiate it from the Coronation Cocktail No. 2, which is printed right below it on the same page. There was also a coronation cocktail published in the 1935 Old Waldorf Astoria bar book, but that cocktail doesn't seem to have any relation or even similarities to the original. There are also some modern interpretations of that original coronation. You can find recipes on liquor.com and the Differ's Guide as well as some other places. And all of these variations of the original use the same four ingredients. Sherry, usually specified as dry or fino sherry, dry vermouth, maraschino liqueur, and orange bitters, though each recipe seems to use different proportions. So I've come to decide that as long as you're using those four ingredients, you are in fact making an original coronation cocktail, but there's a little wiggle room for you to play around with the ratios to suit your taste. So let's go ahead and make our coronation cocktail. Coronation Cocktail. Let's give it a try. Oh, that's nice. It's dry like you would expect a dry wine to be, but the Luxardo gives it some sweetness, and, well, the orange bitters adds a layer that sort of brings it all together. Yeah. I think this would be a great drink to serve people who are primarily wine drinkers or people who maybe aren't that fond of hard liquor. I also think it's a great afternoon cocktail, something you could serve at a brunch or maybe an afternoon tea. I had an afternoon tea here on New Year's Day this year, and it was a big success. So if I have one again next year, maybe we'll be serving Coronation cocktails. Until the next time, long live the king. Cheers.
If you enjoyed the video, why not give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends? Feel free to leave your comments and click that subscribe button because there's a lot more Broadway Barfly to come.